Hi there, I just wanted to give an update on my sudden hearing loss journey. If this is the first video you've seen, then my name is Claire Ridgway and I suffered sudden hearing loss on the 9th of September 2025, which as I record this is exactly 6 weeks ago. Went to bed as normal the night before. No symptoms, not even a cold, and woke up the next day without any hearing in my right ear, with very loud tinnitus, white noise in my head, and with vertigo and balance issues. I then went on to have 2 weeks of, after a week of nothing, went on to have 2 weeks of oral steroids to try and recover my hearing. That didn't work, and I then went on to have a 3-week course of once a week injections into my eardrum, intratympanic injections of steroids. During that, my hearing actually worsened, which I don't think was anything to do with the injections. I think it was actually to do with it was going to do that anyway. So I went from severe hearing loss to profound hearing loss. I think my results are in the hundreds of decibels.
Yeah, they are for air conduction.
But yeah, I have to, that's how loud things have to be before I hear them. So my update is that I've still got balance issues. I still get dizzy spells. I hang on to your hand, don't I?
Yeah.
Stopped using the stick, but most of the time
started using me instead.
I've been very romantic.
It's very romantic, yeah.
So I hold Tim's hand really. Managed to get around Primark the other day without holding on to anyone, so that was a plus. But I found the restaurant that we went to quite hard work because we went to a sort of a wok buffet.
Lots of noises going on.
Lots of noise, the buzz of people, air conditioning, and then the frying of all the food that they were doing. And I found it really hard to hear. My tinnitus was going completely mad.
You did pretty well.
I did okay.
You enjoyed the lunch.
I did, yeah, and it didn't put me off. I'm not letting things put me off. I'm going to have a social life. Yesterday we decided to go into what do you call them, an audiologist,
hearing aid specialist.
Yes, a shop that deals with people with my problems and offers them solutions, hearing aids. I was lucky. We just popped in to see if I could get an appointment for a hearing test just to see whether there were any options. So that's Teasel having a drink there in the background. That's our little dog. But actually they'd had someone not turn up for an appointment, so I was able to go in and see the audiologist there and then. And she did a few tests, didn't she?
She did very similar tests to the ones you'd had done before.
Yes, with headphones on, normal headphones and bone conduction headphones. And then she was obviously playing noises through them, and I had to tell her when I could hear them, whether or not I could hear them. You felt quite sorry for me,
didn't you? I feel very
you?
sad actually, yeah, because I was in the same room. It was quite a large room, but it was quite well soundproofed, and I was maybe 3 or 4 meters away from you. I could see the lady that was operating the system. Obviously I could see you with your headphones on, and for the whole test I could hear all the sounds, all the frequencies, but of course what I was hearing was from them coming out of your headphones attached to your head, and you were there not being able to hear anything.
And you were both looking at me, and I was thinking, I'm obviously meant to hear this because they're both looking at me. And then there was one point where the headphones were vibrating.
Yeah, it made me very sad. Just because
that was obviously loud noise.
We could hear the sounds from 4 meters away, and you couldn't hear them at all.
So I was saying, vibration, vibration, but no sound, and I couldn't hear it.
But there were also some positives that came out of it. So I said, we discussed whether a hearing aid would be a good idea or not. And she said she wasn't really sure. She said it would never bring back intelligibility, but it might bring back directional sense to you, or it might give you
because that's one of the things
some kind of help.
Has been annoying me is when my phone rings and I don't know where I've put it, or something said, or there's a noise outside or something. I don't know where the noise is coming from. If a cat is sick, for example, a very practical example here, I haven't got a clue where in the house to go and look to mop up this sick. Yeah, just simple things like that. It's just that dog barking, I can tell she's that way somewhere, but I wouldn't be able to tell you which room.
It is tricky. So, so then I asked, is there some way of simulating it? Is there some way of kind of experience so that you could experience what a hearing aid might do? She went away. She did a mould of your ear.
Yes.
First of all, because she decided that.
Yeah, she apologised that was going to be really uncomfortable because she had to put this thing right deep into my ear canal to stop the silicone obviously running into my ear and causing problems. But obviously I did say, well, it's not as uncomfortable as an intratympanic injection, so go ahead.
So then she injected, and that took 5 minutes to set. But yeah, she tried out a hearing aid with a standard, like non-customised little rubber tip on the end of it. And I was actually really pleased because she obviously paired that up to her computer so that she could adjust the frequencies and adjust how loud various frequencies were within it. And then obviously she was speaking to you, and you were saying if you could hear that or not. And actually, you were getting some sense of sound through it.
Yeah, sometimes it was...
Because there were some bits where it was too loud for you.
It was uncomfortable at times, and there was a ding at the end of the sentence.
So she tried to minimise actually. I could see her screen, so she was adjusting which frequencies it did and how much gain to the sound it put into your head. I was kind of expecting that you really wouldn't be able to hear anything through the hearing aid.
It was weird as well, hearing my own voice in a different way.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that, but obviously with a hearing aid, you're used to normally hearing the sound inside your head, inside your body, but now you're hearing it also through a microphone that's going into your ear.
That was really weird.
And you get used to that very quickly. Yeah. I mean, I use in-ears with my bands, and it's something you just get used to. So I was pleasantly surprised by that.
Yeah.
So she sent away the mould, which will be back in 2 weeks, kind of custom mould for you.
And I get a free trial.
You get a free trial. We don't know how for long. We don't know how much anything costs, but it's worth having a free trial.
Having a free trial of this hearing aid. Obviously, it's only one hearing aid. Just to see if it helps me. I mean, she has warned me that it perhaps won't help with speech, but it might help me to know where things are coming from, where sound is coming from. So we'll see. But I did ask her about cross hearing aids, which have been mentioned in quite a few of the support groups I'm on Facebook, which have a microphone in your bad ear to then take the sound to your good ear. But she seemed to be very against that. She didn't seem to think that it would work in my case, and that I'd just get frustrated and annoyed by it, because she said, well, your good ear is already hearing these things, and you'd just be double dosing your good ear, and that it would be a lot of work for my good ear. So yeah, she seemed very against those, didn't she?
She did, which I think kind of tied up with what your research had showed anyway.
Yes.
But with the hearing aid that you're going to be having with a kind of closed, sealed thing that you put into your ear.
Yeah, because of the mold.
It means that actually they can have the sound quite loud, and of course people outside can't hear it. And I guess that also means that it will not get into that kind of feedback of its listening to itself and amplifying itself. So you never know, it might make some difference.
We shall see.
We'll see what difference it does make and whether or not that difference is worth having.
Yeah. But 6 weeks on, I think I'm doing okay. The balance issues definitely, they've got easier to deal with. I do have dizzy spells. They come out of nowhere, but they're not as frequent, I don't think. So I'm just managing day-to-day life better, and I'm being brave, aren't I, about telling people that I can't hear them.
Yeah, you are.
I got myself some earrings. I don't know whether you can see. My earrings, that one's got a volume on kind of one, and that one's got volume off. So you found it useful earlier when you forgot which ear. I didn't know which
side to sit on, so that
he was like, I must have a look at Claire's earrings and figure out. And then I've also got this badge, which I don't know whether you can see it, but it's in Spanish and it translates to "I'm deaf in my right ear." So it's just another thing to kind of, to show people that I've got a problem. And I have got to be brave. I can't be British and pretend that everything's all right. Judd barking.
Yeah, you can hear that.
I can hear that, so that's good. I've got to be brave and not be British and just pretend everything's fine when it's not. And just tell people that I can't hear them, or I need to be moved. If we're out for, with friends, I need to sit where I need to sit so that I can hear people.
It's difficult to know how to do it from my perspective, because obviously now I'm starting to be aware of everywhere that plays background music, and everywhere plays background music far too loud. But of course, I never really thought about it before because it made no difference. It was not important before, but now it's really important. And I don't quite know whether in some places where you could just go and say, could you turn the music down a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, now Judd's coming for a drink. I don't know whether that's something that people do, or people, I don't know, I'm not sure what the etiquette is for that.
No.
In somewhere where you know the owner of the place, of course, it'd be no problem to ask. But in a place where, I don't know, you start to think, well, background music's just irrelevant. It's just an annoyance, but of course I never noticed it before.
You got a bit sad for me the other day because you said you suddenly realised that we can't be spontaneous, and
it definitely changes that. Yeah, like you can't go to a karaoke night because you really wouldn't enjoy a karaoke night. Not that
I used to enjoy karaoke nights.
Go to them very often.
I went to them very
but now
often.
When you can't do it anymore, then that's something that's been a freedom that's been taken away.
I don't know. That might be all right.
Well,
you just have to try these things, don't you?
Yeah. Well, we're going out tomorrow night.
Yes.
Or the night after. I'm not sure which day it is.
Yeah, we are. No.
Sometime. We're going out sometime soon. Yeah, spontaneity.
Meal with friends. So
see how that goes.
I'm refusing to give up my social life because of this. I will find ways to manage, and I've got good friends, and so that's me 6 weeks on. I think I'm doing okay, and I think the hearing aids are going to be about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll do more updates before then, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah. Lip reading classes I'm really, really enjoying. So they're really good fun. It's nice to spend time with other people that are going through what I'm going through. They haven't got sudden hearing loss, but they have got hearing loss and are having to cope, on a day-to-day basis with that hearing loss. So it's really, really good to spend that hour with people and learn lip reading, which I'm sure would be a good skill to have. And I'm really making the most of the support groups on Facebook as well. And what's really weird is that I'd never heard of sudden hearing loss, sudden sensorineural hearing loss, before I suffered it. And yet in the support groups I'm on, I'm getting notifications every day of someone else joining the group and sharing that they've just suffered it. And, many with the same symptoms as me, tinnitus, vertigo, and just feeling so lost and really, they've never heard of it. They don't know what's going on. They don't know whether they're going to recover. It's all a big unknown. And it just seems like so bizarre to have never heard of this thing. And then on a daily basis, I'm hearing about, because I'm in that world now, I'm hearing about people that are suffering it. There are so many people internationally that have had this happen to them, and so many people that are going to have this happen to them.
Well, I just remembered one other interesting thing in the appointment was that you wanted to know what the cause was, and of course she asked, what did your doctor say? The resonance scan you had didn't show anything.
I'm unexplained.
Unexplained, but she said, well, in that case, that basically just means that the hairs inside your cochlea died.
Yeah, just overnight. That's
what they decided to do.
They decided that they were going to commit suicide that day.
And that all you're left with is just the residual bits of whatever's left after that event. And who knows what the cause of that event was, because there's no telling now. No,
I really don't know what killed the hairs in my cochlea, but that seems to be...
Because I've wanted to know where through the chain of hearing had it gone wrong. We know it's not the eardrum. It's probably not the bones, but okay, to know that it's
and
actually
the
just
auditory nerve in the MRI, the auditory nerve
Was okay.
showed no lesions,
So-
no trauma, no
So
tumour.
that was very blunt, but it was good to know. You know,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, my cochlea's gone wrong.
It's the cochlea just went wrong,
Yeah.
for no reason that we know of.
But it seems very natural. I mean, this is something I worry about as well, that if it can go wrong in that ear, then, what about my good ear? Is it going to go wrong? And this is obviously really rare, so I'm sure it would be really rare for it to happen to me again. But it's such a natural fear, isn't it? That once you know that it's possible, you start thinking, wow, it could happen. What do I do then?
So you've got various vitamins, supplements.
Yes, I'm taking because the
I think you should probably do another different video on those.
Yes, one of the doctors that I saw had said that you really need to start looking after yourself. I do look after myself really anyway, but he said you need to practice self-care and good nutrition and that. So I've looked into, because I know that this can be caused by vascular kind of disorders. So I just looked up supplements, vitamins and supplements and that can help. With vascular health and that. So I've
do a video on that sometime.
Yeah. So there you go. So I'm still smiling, and I'm probably not as depressed. Well, I'm definitely not as. I think I was quite down last week, wasn't I? I think
you went through a
with the
difficult phase.
treatment coming to an end, which it did sort of very abruptly, and having no other appointments for they said, oh, we'll call you back in 3 months. Just that conveyor belt of treatment just ended, and I just suddenly felt lost.
So now maybe you found yourself again because you've taken things back into your own hand by having this appointment.
Yeah.
So you know that things are now progressing again. That you're still trying to improve things for yourself. So
Yes.
it's all good.
I'm very lucky to have a nice husband supporting me.
All right, have you said everything you want to say?
Yes, I think so. So thank you for listening to me. And for all your kind comments.